While we didn't get any information about the KOTOR remake at Star Wars Celebration like I said we wouldn't, there is one thing that we did get and something that I think that many fans are going to be happy with. And that is that Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords is being ported to the Nintendo Switch. I am sure that many of us had a gut feeling that they were going to do this after they ported Knights of the Old Republic 1, and annoyingly I was away for the weekend so I couldn't make any content about it as it came out, but there has been a little bit of extra information that I've learned about recently that I think deserves to be shared. And I really want to say that I respect Aspyr for doing this, so let's get into it. So, as many of us may know, the original release of Knights of the Old Republic 2 was rocky. The game was released with a ridiculous amount of bugs, an absurd amount of content was missing from the game due to a rushed deadline by LucasArts at the time, and while it was critically successful and commercially successful, the game went down in history as kind of being a letdown simply on the basis that it wasn't finished. And this is where the fans of Knights of the Old Republic 2 come in. The game has become a cult classic. It has an absolutely dedicated community of people who support it even to this day, and a big group of those fans actually decided to do something almost unprecedented. They took it upon themselves to completely restore almost all of the content that was missing from the original release of the game. This became what is known as the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords Restored Content mod. Now, with the release of the Switch port coming on the 8th of June, I've seen a lot of people ask the question, well, what about the Restored Content mod? Is this just going to be the original game with all of the missing content? Well, the answer is yes, but also more importantly, no. In the official announcement for the KOTOR 2 Switch edition, they said that the game will come with the Sith Lords Restored Content DLC. However, it will come after the release of the initial game. This does give me a little bit of concern because KOTOR 2 is my favourite Star Wars game of all time, and I love it regardless of whether it's the original version or the Restored Content mod. However, releasing the game to a new generation of fans initially with the vanilla version that is considered incomplete, I think is a little bit risky. And it's kind of doing a disservice to the incredible experience that it is when it is complete. I'm a tiny bit worried that newer fans are going to be a little bit off-put by that fact. However, with that said, they have made it very explicitly clear in their marketing so far that the Restored Content DLC is coming to the game, which is an incredible thing for everybody that's never played it before, and perhaps even for those that have played it but never got the opportunity to play the mod. But there's an interesting bit of wording here, because in the marketing it is called the Sith Lords Restored Content DLC. And so what I've noticed in the community is a lot of people wondering, have Aspyr changed something? Have they added their own stuff? And I think it's a perfectly valid question. So I decided to reach out to their community team to see if I can get a more clear-cut answer on this, and I absolutely loved the answer that they gave me. The Restored Content DLC for Switch is one and the same with the Restored Content mod. This is a piece of content made by the fans for the fans that Aspyr are including completely free of charge to make sure that everybody gets the best experience that they can with the Switch port of KOTOR 2. But this also led me, and many others, to ponder upon another question. With it now becoming an official Restored Content DLC, does that mean that Aspyr are just going to take it and take the credit? Because at the end of the day, they do own the license, so they could have done that, I guess. But I was so glad to hear otherwise, because not only have Aspyr got approval to ship the Switch port with the Restored Content mod from the original creators of the mod itself, but the original creators are also going to be credited in the game for the creation of the mod. So Aspyr are not going to be claiming that they've made it and that it's theirs. They're doing the honest and quite rightly just thing of giving credit where credit is due to the fans that made it. The guys who worked on the Restored Content mod have worked on this thing for many, many years, and they are, if anything, pivotal to the continued love and the continued cult success of Knights of the Old Republic 2, within the entire Star Wars community. Knights of the Old Republic 2 and the community owes them a huge credit, to the point where even the original creators of the game have gone on record saying how important the restored content mod is to KOTOR 2, and I personally think it's such a good thing for Aspyr to give them credit and to include it in the official release of the game. Now, for those of you that don't know, what will the mod include? Will it include everything in the original restored content mod? To my knowledge, yes. Their wording was that it was one in the same with the PC modification of the game. So this is going to include all of the additional dialogue that was cut from the game, all of the missing interactions between characters, a clearer, more concise ending, and of course the entire HK-47 cut mission and the droid factory on Telos. Another question that some of you may be asking is that will M478 be included in this mod? If you're unaware, there was actually an entire cut planet from Knights of the Old Republic 2 called M478, which was to be a droid planet, but not much went into the development of this. It was cut pretty early due to the time limits. However, the fans also recreated this entire planet from scratch and brought it back to the game. Now, this mod does have a pretty negative reception despite the incredible work put into it by literal fans, and truthfully I don't know the answer, but I wouldn't put my money on M478 being included in the Switch port. It is considered to be separate from the restored content mod, and I would not expect it at all myself, but who knows. Now, the last bit of information has got to do with the limited run and physical copies of the game. Limited Run creates collector's editions of games that don't get physical releases and retro games, and they made an awesome collector's edition for Knights of the Old Republic 1 when it got released on Switch, and The Force Unleashed. So could we expect a collector's edition for Knights of the Old Republic 2? While they haven't explicitly said, yes, you will expect it, Aspyr tweeted saying this: "As with our previous projects, we will be working with our good friends at Limited Run Games on a great collection of physical goods. They will be making an official announcement and details of the editions at a later date." That to me is basically confirmation that yes, there will be a limited collector's edition for Knights of the Old Republic 2, and while you can simply get a physical copy in a box like a normal game for a normal price, the collector's editions are pretty pricey, so you might want to start saving up if you want one. But anyway, that about wraps things up, and we are going to be getting the full Knights of the Old Republic 2 experience on the Nintendo Switch on June 8th, and I can't wait to see all of the new fans that are going to get to experience this incredible Star Wars story for the first time, or again if they haven't played it for a while. And there is one thing that I want to know from you guys in the comment section below, and that is, are you going to be buying the game for Nintendo Switch? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, it helps me out a great deal, and perhaps consider subscribing to join the biggest growing Knights of the Old Republic community on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, may the Force be with you. Always.